Excellencies, the High Commissioner, Mr. Jacob Fall, Minister Counselor from the Office of High Commission of Nigeria, New Delhi, Mr. Abba Bello, the MD, Nigeria Exim Bank, Mr. Obong Omana, MD of Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, Dr. Glory Edit, Commissioner for Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Joseph Ediong, Director General of Nigerian Association, Sumit Sharma, my other colleague committee member, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you from India and good morning to all my friends from Nigeria. A warm welcome to all of you at this August gathering. First of all, hearty felicitations and greetings for the 60th National Day celebration of Nigeria, which was held very recently on 1st of October. Nigeria is the fastest growing economy in Africa and the highest GNP on the continent. Nigeria has the largest population on the continent and the third largest manufacturing sector. The country also has a largest agriculture output. Nigeria and India enjoy warm, friendly, and deep-rooted bilateral relations. India with a population of 1.3 billion, Nigeria over 190 million are large developing and democratic countries with multi-religious, multi-ethnic, multilingual societies. India as the largest democracy in the world and Nigeria as the largest in Africa become natural partner. India and Nigeria are playing an important role in South-South cooperation. In the multilateral organization, particularly in United Nations, G77 and NAM, both countries have been articulating the voice of the developing world in coordinated and effective manner. The presence of large Indian expatriate community of about 50,000 presence is the largest in West Africa, which adds value to the importance of the long-standing relation between the two countries. There were many bilateral visits between India and Nigeria. We had His Excellency, the Nigerian President, Mr. Bukhari, visited in New Delhi in 2015. Thereafter, we had the visit of our Indian Vice President, then Vice President, Mr. Hamid Ansari to Nigeria. Then we also had both the countries have nurtured the relationship through periodic interactions, important bilateral visits at the level of head of state and the government. The Minister Aviation from Nigeria visited in India and to attend one of the Global Aviation Summit. We also had, they also had interaction with our then Commerce Minister, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, who was also our Civil Aviation Minister. And there was a revised bilateral air service agreement signed between the two countries. Similarly, we have Nigerian's Health Minister, Professor Isaac, visited to attend one summit, the TB Summit, and participate the 4th Africa Health Summit. And there was also a Nigerian delegation led by Mustafa Baba Sehuri, the State of Power Working and Housing in Nigeria. And thereafter, Mr. Ibrahim Usman Jibril, the Minister of State for Environment, visited India. Thereafter, the Transportation Minister of Nigeria visited, the Communication Minister came, and also the Nigerian Minister for State for Power Works and Housing to India has visited. Now, during that period, we have also been a very good partnership with Nigeria Manufacturer Exporters Association. We have led many private sector delegation. We have also invited Nigerian delegation from time to time from 2010 until 2017 to attend various flagship events of the chamber. May it be I for Africa, may it be Vibrant Gujarat, may it be Vibrant Saurashtra, may it be pharmaceutical event, may it be IFAX, and may it be India Engineering Sourcing Show with EEPC. Now the trade and investment relationship between India and Nigeria. India is the largest trading partner of Nigeria, and Nigeria is the largest trading partner in Africa with a bilateral trade touching US $13.89 billion. India-owned operated companies are the second largest employer in Nigeria after the Federal Republic of Nigeria. More than 135 Indian companies are currently operating in Nigeria in diverse fields such as pharmaceutical, engineering, electrical machineries, equipment, plastics, chemicals, etc. Some of the major companies, Indian companies who are very successful in Nigeria are Bharti Airtel, Tata, Bajaj Auto, Birla Group, Kirloskar, Mahindra, Ashok Leyland, Skipper, Godrej, Simba Group, NIIT, Aptech, New India Assurance, Bhushan Steel, KEC International, and Dabur India. The bilateral trade between India and Nigeria during the year 2018-19 registered US dollar 13.89 billion as against 11.76 billion recorded during the last year, which makes India's largest trading partner of Nigeria. Indian export to Nigeria during the period 2018 and 19 were US dollar 3 billion as against US dollar 2.25 billion in 2017-18. That shows an annual growth of 33.27% of bilateral relationship between India and Nigeria. India's import during the period 2018-19 recorded US dollar 10.88 billion as against the 9.5 billion in 2017-18. And out of the total import, US dollar 10.88 billion is only from the crude oil alone, which accounts for 9.43 billion. And it is India, which is the largest importer of Nigeria's crude oil. And Nigeria has emerged as fifth largest supplier of crude oil and second largest supplier of LNG in 2018. The line of credit given by Exim Bank is to the tune of $100 million, and India has offered this concessional line in power sector, including renewable, 2 projects, which is at Kaduna, the US dollar 30 million, and Cross Rivers, again, 30 millions are in advanced stages of implementation. The third project in the state of Enugu is about $40 million, which is expected to be implemented soon. US dollar 75 million line of credit, India has offered again 2 concessional loans for solar related projects, namely a 50 megawatt solar power plant in Bauchi state of Nigeria, which is amounted to US dollar 66.60 million. And second one is the solar PV renewable micro utility in 6 political zones of Nigeria for an amount of 8.36 million during the International Solar Alliance Founding Conference. Besides that, we have His Excellency Mr. Abhay Thakur as our Ambassador of India in Nigeria. They have last year celebrated Namaste Nigeria to commemorate the 60 years of diplomatic relations between India and Nigeria, and was also part of the celebration marking 70th anniversary of India's independence. So with these words, I conclude here and welcome you all again on behalf of the Chamber and invite Mr. Jacob Fall, the Minister Counselor from the High Commission of Nigeria, New Delhi, to give his, to narrate the message from His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Nigeria in Delhi. Over to you, Mr. Jacob. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And welcome everyone to this forum. We start by saying good afternoon, good evening, from whichever point you are. I think I'm able to justify the greeting procedure this time. I want to start by, have to use the word begging Mr. Director General, Prince Joseph Idiom, and the Madam Secretary General who just finished presentation, Rajendra, to convey the first facility and the felicitation of the High Commissioner, Association of Nigerian Exporters, and the Indo-African Chamber of Commerce and Industry for organizing this virtual B2B matchmaking forum. COVID-19 has necessitated the use of online platforms for meetings, and we have to get used to it. Online meeting has its unique organizational complexes. It requires not only skill, but the dedication of the facilitators to make it a success. I believe both the Director General and the Secretary General have given good account of themselves. Therefore, we particularly thank them for ensuring that this program is holding. I wish to respectfully at this juncture convey the apologies of His Excellency, Major General Chris S. Eze, retired, the High Commissioner of Nigeria to the Republic of India, who is having that concurrent accreditation to Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. He is unavoidably absent. He loves to be here to share his thoughts on the subjects under consideration. But an event also very important has occupied him. Therefore, I wish to further convey his warmest regards and reiterate his felicitations to the organizers and the co-participants. To this end, he has mandated me to share the few observations of the High Commission on the Nigerian-India trade relations, which I will be looking at now. I will start by saying that unarguably, like Madame has just mentioned, she more or less, it's like we share note on what we say because truth can never hide. You know, Nigeria and India enjoy deep-rooted, warm and friendly, those who word must come in, bilateral relations in all ramifications, be it economy, trade, and diplomatic, etc., and etc. And India is indeed the largest trading partner of Nigeria, and Nigeria is India's largest trading partner also in Africa, with a bilateral trade that has grown to $13.89 billion during the period under review 2019-2020. And more than 135 Indian companies are currently operating in Nigeria in diverse fields, also in oil, in gas, in pharmaceuticals, engineering goods, electrical machineries, equipment, plastics, chemical, and constituting the main sectors of bilateral trade, investment relations of the two countries. The Indian companies operating in Nigeria include, as Madame has listed, so much more that, as she said, Indian companies are very successful in Nigeria. That line has to be, that statement has to be underlined, very successful in Nigeria. Now, I may not waste time to list out the names of Indian companies in Nigeria because Madame already has listed them. But they comprise, the Indian workers in Nigeria comprise the highest number of expatriate workers in Nigeria with official issued STRO visas, which I'm so informed of. It is important also to observe the need to close gaps. Having seen all this, it's important to close gaps, the gaps existing in their trade volume. India's import from Nigeria are mainly cash crops, such as cashew, nut, wood, cotton, peels, rubber, and gum arabic, apart from crude oil. It exports to Nigeria are textile, plastics, pharmaceutical, chemicals, agricultural products, equipment, and machinery, among others, which they export to Nigeria. Very interestingly, it's important to know that the only major export product of Nigeria to India is the crude oil. Besides that, there is no organized Nigerian company operating. There's no organized Nigerian company operating in India, excepting maybe a few makeshift kitchens where Nigerians go to eat their food. That is what we can say is a Nigerian company to that extent. Within this lockdown period, we can say more than 400 Indians have gone to Nigeria, while Nigerians who we are on medical tourism and some Nigerian students also left for Nigeria. You can see the movement, 400, more than 400 in Nigeria, and then the ones in Nigeria have all gone back to Nigeria. Then we can see the economic implication of that movement. And so both countries need to sufficiently leverage on the increasing volume of trade between them. They need to transform this into tangible investment, especially the Indian trade law tend to protect Indian trading engagements, and thus do not, to a large extent, encourage real investment from Nigeria into India. Hence, there is the need to create a window of opportunity, a sort of reciprocity, however nominal, in the issuance of granting of work permits, import licenses to Nigerian nationals. Also, the time to processing application by Nigerians for Indian visa needs to be commensurably shortened, especially application for medical visas. The two countries need not being economical in issuing business visas, work permits to each other's business community. Being economical is a considerable impediment in the process. As a matter of fact, there is no gainsaying that expansion of trade and investment between Nigeria and India will be of mutual benefit. The two countries need to explore how they can benefit from huge comparative advantages of each other's economy. Now, there is therefore a strong reason to rejig the business investment relationship between the two countries. And at this point, we want to urge NASIMA and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Nigerian Import Promotion Council, and MAN, they need to sit together with their Indian collaborators to reconsider. And this call is to our Director General. They need to reconsider the trade agreement between the both countries. And I know that the last trade agreement we have is in 1983, which is quite overdue for review by the Joint Trade Committee. Now again, an observation again is that they need to establish a diligent due diligence mechanism for checks on businesses of the nationals of the two countries. You know, we have several calls where people call from Nigeria, and the Indians also call us here that they want to see the status of social business, and that we couldn't do because of maybe because of the storage system, maybe because there is no already made document for that, so knowing which business is viable and which business to enter into. And so the due diligence mechanism will be an outfit for as a clearinghouse for vetting and authenticating the status, the credibility of firms of the two countries intending to enter into business relations with the business of the other country, of each other country. And this is to secure the confidence of business partners who are to do business together from both sides. As I said, Mission have so many calls in this regard. Now, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, sir, you drive this point home as the former one also I raised. They need to work with the relevant the relevant ministry in Nigeria to negotiate and incorporate some of these critical observations into the new trade deal or the reformed trade deal. And then we call also on Indian community to facilitate sensitization of the government, of its government, on the need to address some of these situations. We mention some situations here, the issue of issuance of business visas and so on and so forth, which is quite, if you allow me to use the word, to some level skewed against Nigerian businessmen. And that has to be reconsidered too. Ma'am, I think I'm okay with my observations, and I say thank you all for granting me the time to say this on behalf of my High Commissioner. Thank you, sir and madams.
Thank you, sir, for the message of the High Commissioner, and we'll be in touch and take these things forward again. And may now call upon Mr. Ababelo, the MD of Nigerian Export-Import Bank. The Nigerian Export-Import Bank has the vision to be the leading export development bank in Africa, and their vision is to promote the export diversification through the provision of finance, risk-bearing and advisory services in line with the government trade policy and best practices. I have the pleasure to invite Mr. Ababelo, the Managing Director of Nigerian Export-Import Bank. Sir, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam, and thank you, participants. I have to extend the apologies of Mr. Abba, who is currently attending a board meeting. And I think he explained that. So I'm one of his technical aides. So I'm just sitting in for him. And just to thank you all for the opportunities for us to share our view and see how we can enhance commercial exchange between our two great countries. And thank you very much for the speakers and what you have heard. And we're happy that it's an opportunity of which we can foster trade and commercial exchange between our countries. For Nexim, you have already said it. We have been for the past almost 30 years, been working with Exim India, and Exim India has been very helpful and supportive as a partner export credit agencies. And we have a line of credit with them, which has just expired, but we are trying to renew that from a $20 million to a $50 million line of credit. We believe that before the year runs out, it's an opportunity that we can look at it and work together. And we've been working a lot with some of the Indian companies that are exporting even here. We've been financing them and supporting them. But I think since we're just talking to the business community, especially with the chambers of commerce, I think this is an opportunity for the Nigerian and the Indian partners to see how they can promote not only the trading, but where there are opportunities for joint ventures, twining of projects. And I think these are something that we can all do together because of the opportunities that have come. Nexim is supportive of anything that is non-oil exports. And just to look at the opportunities that we can even take from India. And I think in the issue of agriculture, opportunities exist that we can work on agri-processing so that we can have a lot of value addition. And just to mention, to give you one of those admissions that in our shea butter industry, for example, just in the last 1 year, we financed 2 projects that imported the processing equipment from India. The equipment are now being installed, and maybe when India is open, the new equipment that have just arrived, the erectors will come to implement. And these are the kind of partnerships. And I think there are a lot of opportunities that we can all work together in the area of cashew and other oil seed processing factory. Also, the issue of manufacturing is one area that I think is an opportunity for business opportunities that can come, especially against the backdrop of the continental free trade Africa, so that we can work together and see how, especially in the context of light manufacturing, where Indians, if they want to outsource such production in Africa, they can look at partnership with some African countries to do that. We're also looking at the issue of services. And in that services, I think opportunity exists so that we can work in the healthcare sector, especially in the context of medical tourism, because Nexim currently are working with the health professionals here. One of the things we want to do is to reverse medical tourism outflow, and then to enhance medical tourism inflow, especially from Africa, on the basis of the professionals that we have, that just like the Indians are all over Europe and America helping in the healthcare sector. So these are some of the things we are looking at, how to attract our diaspora population to come back and provide their expertise. So I think it's an opportunity that we can all work together on that. It's also the issue of ICT is something that we can work together. We've just financed a company about 3 years ago that is doing business outsourcing, and they have Indian partnership, and the company is doing very well now and servicing the US market. And these are the kind of partnership and twining that we can all work together. The issue of infrastructure is also there because Nexim is key in trying to support bridging of maritime infrastructure gap. And that's why we're promoting the regional sealing project. It's an opportunity so that we can now deepen and expand our hinterland trade with our inland waterways operations. So these are opportunities that are there. I know, Madam, you mentioned investment that have been going in power and the rest, but we're just looking at the trade infrastructures where Nexim is more interested in, especially in the context of making sure that Nigeria benefit maximally in participation in the continental free trade area. And I think these are just the broad areas that we have and we can partner with it. So if members of the chambers have opportunities to partner or to trade and they need our support, and we can provide that support. And where we need to jointly or co-finance the transaction with Exim India is something that we can all work together. And we can also bring in our Exim who are also working. We're all working together with Exim India under the Gene Exit platform. So it's something that we can all work together. So the opportunity is there. My advice to members of the Chambers of Commerce is that they can look at this opportunity and let's see how we can enhance investment flow, trade flow, and commercial exchanges among between our nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for those. I have one humble submission that many a time what happens, sir, the information about the projects doesn't reach to us in time for so many other reasons. So if you can kindly pass on those details of these projects to our Nigerian High Commission in Delhi, so it will be easy for us to reach the tenders in time, because many a time the information comes to us when we are very close to the closing date of the tender, and that is why most of the members are unable to take part in that. So may it be in agriculture is concerned, where we are talking about farmer technology transfer, we are talking about giving advisory services, we are talking about solar renewable energy, we're talking about green energy and so on and so forth. Like Exim Bank India also has given line of credit for certain projects. So if some information about those projects and the companies in Nigeria who are working on those projects, if you can, your good office can share those details with us. So even our Indian company can join hand with them in some subcontracting or certain supplies, or maybe a part of that joint venture. So with this piece of note, thank you so much, sir. And now I'll invite Mr. Obong Omana Okon, the MD of Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority. The Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, OGSA, is the national regulatory agency superintending over the operation of the oil and gas free trade zone in the country. The first oil and gas export free zone to be established was the One Oil and Gas Free Zone in Rivers State. Subsequently, other oil and gas free zones were also established by the federal government in partnership with private sector operator. So may I now call upon Mr. Obong Omana Okon, the MD of Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Cynthia Aguridu. And I'd like to start by saying that I'm representing my MD, Obong Omana Okon Omana. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority's Special Purpose Vehicle. Thank you for your kind introduction. And can I start by thanking the organizers of this event for inviting us. We're happy to participate. And yes, and I apologize that Mr. Omana can't be on the call today. He's unavoidably engaged somewhere else. Let me stand on existing protocol. Let me acknowledge all the eminent speakers on the call. Let me also acknowledge the captains of industry in India and in Nigeria. And let me thank most sincerely the DG of the ANE, and of course, our able moderator. So, what is Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority? We are, like we're able to introduce just now, we're the agency of government, of Nigerian government, that's been set up to regulate the oil and gas activities, export processing zones. Our vision is to be the premier agency of governments that is responsible for promoting, securing, and sustaining investments in oil and gas free trade zones. So Nigeria has two broad categories of free trade zones. There's the oil and gas focused free trade zones, and then there's, which is regulated by OGSA, the Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority. And then there's the general purpose free trade zones, which is regulated by our sister agency, NEPSA. So just because I know investors have these questions all the time, what's the difference between OGSA and NEPSA? One of us is focused primarily on oil and gas activities, imports and exports. and the other has a broader umbrella of everything else. So we started, like was ably said at introduction, in Onne in the year 2000. We actually set up in 1996 by the federal government, started operations in 2000 in Onne River State, and we have since acquired other zones. So we're, I see my sister from Akwa Ibom is on the call. We've just acquired Liberty Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone in Akwa Ibom State. We regulate Notori Industrial City, also in River State. We regulate the Warri Free Trade Zone, Eco Support Services, which is in the Apapa Port, Brass Oil and Gas City, which is in Bayelsa. Since our inception, the oil and gas free zones have attracted over 20 billion, that's B for billion, worth of investments into Nigeria. But that's not really surprising, because oil and gas is the largest earner of revenue for Nigeria. So I'll just run through a few quick points for the benefit of our Indian colleagues. 70% of Nigeria's revenue is gotten from crude oil. We are #1 producer of crude oil in Africa and the fifth highest exporter of crude oil in the world. We have the second largest reserve in Africa of gas. The oil sector has contributed to Nigeria's GDP roughly about 9% this year, 2020. We are Nigeria's principal apex regulator of the oil and gas assets in our free trade zones. We are, like said earlier, we're the 4th largest exporter of LNG. And I say all this to say it's then obvious what opportunities I present to you this afternoon. We're actively, I mean, my job, which is why I'm on this call representing my MD, is actually to attract investments into our zones. So I'm the person you'll be speaking to as your first port of call if you are interested in participating in any of the opportunities we have available to you. Let me break those opportunities down into 2 categories. So we have greenfields and we have brownfields. Greenfields are virgin zones where there's no development in, and in its name lies the opportunities there. So there's opportunities to develop, to own a subzone, to bring in industry, manufacturing, whatever. So we're looking for anchor investors. We actually had a meeting last week with an Indian company. For confidentiality's sake, I won't call the name. They're based in Nigeria, but they're of Indian origin, who are applying to us to become an owner of a subzone in Liberty, Akwa Ibom State. And that's sort of things we would offer. And so if you have an industry you want to site in Nigeria and you want your own land where you're literally operating in so a free zone is an area of land where all the laws of Nigeria are collapsed. So you're operating offshore in Nigeria. And I'll run through the opportunities or the advantages of that in a few minutes. But so we're able to give you land on the PPP arrangements where you can own your own zone, gated, it's secure, and you operate as if you're operating anywhere else in the world with access to port activity, storage facilities, et cetera, et cetera. You can rent it out and sublease and, earn revenue. And to that effect, we're looking for developers and city builders who can develop smart cities for us in our zones. So that's the one type of opportunity, that's in the greenfield. Second type, or the second category, is in the brownfields. And these are zones where there's some development going on. And so if you wanted to acquire like a free zone residence, for instance, or you want to site your industry in one of those areas, and you just come in, you want to build refineries, whatever it is, those zones already have infrastructure in there. And so you move in and we'll give you warehousing space. And that's particularly useful for those who are in minerals and metals and agriculture and want access to ports away from Lagos and want storage facilities and want warehouse space. And so we can give you a free zone access and give you space in our brownfields. So now opportunities for investments in our brownfields include, I'll just go through this, liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. So we're offering opportunities to build terminal storage. If you wanted to operate up and down the value chain of LPG retailing, distribution, logistics, production of cylinders, cookers, jetty expansions. So those are infrastructure developments that we're offering opportunity to partner with us. And if you're into metals and minerals exporting or importing, our free zones offer warehousing spaces. We have free zone incentives, which I'll run through in a minute. We were number 2 in Nigeria's ease of doing business. And so we offer you ideal business climate for large corporations interested in bulk exports or imports of minerals and metals from or into Nigeria. Our zones are located on the Gulf of Guinea, so on the southern part of Nigeria, where you have access to the Gulf of Guinea. And so if you're going to export into the rest of Africa, our zones offer a launching pad to do so. So of course, you know about minerals in abundance in Nigeria anyway. And one of the conversations we've had with extractors and miners of minerals resources is storage. So they say we can mine, but we don't have storage to warehouse the minerals for export, right? And our zones offer a one-stop shop where you come in, store, you have port access, you have warehouse access, and then from there you can then export into anywhere in the world by shipping or by airports. So those are metals and minerals exports. We also have opportunities for assembling plants. Again, you have free zone access and you have proximity to market, to demand, when the populous parts of Nigeria and the southern parts of Nigeria. Again, access to Gulf of Guinea. And the final one we've just gotten into is agro-fertilizer. Again, fertilizer is a byproduct of oil and gas. And so if you wanted to go into blending, fertilizers, storage facilities, we offer our zones for that purpose. If I am going too fast, because I do speak fast, please slow me down, tell me to stop. And I'm happy to take questions even as I'm presenting. So I'm sure the moderator will facilitate that. If I've said something you didn't quite hear me, please indicate you want to ask a question. I'm happy to repeat myself. So with the greenfield opportunities, we have 2 zones we're currently marketing. One is Ipokiri Island, which is situated in Rivers State. It's nearby, 2 kilometers from One and Notori across the water. It's completely greenfield, it's pure virgin land. They were looking for people to develop it. We want to make it into a smart city, an oil and gas smart city. We'd like to win awards with it. So if anybody has bright ideas of how to turn this greenfield into an energy smart city, and let's see if we can get funding from the World Bank, from IFC, AFC, we're happy to partner with you on that. We'll give you land, that's our PPP contribution. And then, you can recoup your profits over 25 years or so. Depends on how we structure that deal. So there's Ipokiri Island. Now, the licensing process, I'm just going to go through the licensing process. The first stage is, like now, I'm presenting these opportunities to you. You send me an email. We send you registration requirements. You fill out forms. You pay your license fees. We process your forms. You're returned, your documentation, you're vetted. Then we recommend to the federal government. Once approval is given at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, you then receive an approval from us and your license is issued. You then become a free zone enterprise, which exempts you from taxes and duties and tariffs in Nigeria. There's also Liberty Oil and Gas free zone, which we've recently just acquired. We already have, there's great work happening in the Abuja seaport. And so Liberty is on the coastline of Akwa Ibom State, and so we're pretty close to Abuja. But there's good work happening in Akwa Ibom State. We're so proud of what that state is doing. I think it's a great poster child for what can happen when there's political will and cooperation. So we're attracting investments into Liberty Oil and Gas free zones. and the opportunities are infrastructure financing, bioenergy investments, real estate development, which includes earthworks, subgrades, road constructions, and any other complementary services, investments along the oil and gas value chain. Right. What are these benefits I've been boasting about? If you become a free zone licensee, whether you're a developer of a green field or you're just a tenant in a brownfield, these are some of the benefits. You have reduced cost of doing business. Why? Because our job is to crash your cost of doing business. So we strip away all import duties, all export duties, all tariffs, all of that. Therefore, your cost of doing business is competitive. You can then compete on an equal footing, especially if you're a new entrant into Nigeria. We provide adequate security. Free zones are gated communities, so you're protected. We provide access to gas and power. We're a one-stop shop. We work with customs, immigration services, which means there is zero quota on employees import on capital. There's no quota on capital exports. We offer efficient cargo handling. We offer warehousing, fabrication, office, and residential facilities. These are some of the benefits. Now, the legal incentives as approved by federal government is there is zero forms for import into the zone. There's no Form M. For those of you who currently import in Nigeria, know what Form M is, very laborious to complete. We have fast-track cargo clearance procedures. You have unlimited cargo storage time. There's zero taxes, zero duty, 100% repatriation of profits, zero duty payable on goods exported from free zones, 0% custom duty payable on goods in transit from any part of Nigeria to a free zone. There is no quota on expatriate staff. You have availability of support services such as stevedoring, stockist, ship boat maintenance, etc., etc. And there's a waiver on pre-shipment inspection of goods. It's an honor system where you fill a form and we take it at your word that what you filled on the form is what you're exporting or importing. So those inspections that delay processing are cut out in those zones. Those are, in a nutshell, I've raced through this because I realized that everybody's busy and I have other speakers waiting to speak after me. So those are roughly the benefits and incentives. What do you need? So what is required to set up as a free zone enterprise? If you're an offshore company, you need your certificate of incorporation notarized in your country, your MEMS and arts, your company profile, of course, and then your KYC form, who your contact person is, designation, blah, blah, blah. Your financial profile is important to us. That's who you say you are. We want to know your sources of funding for obvious reasons. We would like to have your last 3 years audited accounts and that your work is affiliated to oil and gas related activities. And of course, we then work with Nigerian Ports Authority to confirm your leasing facilities. So it's not laborious. It's easy to get in. Costs, again, I'm not sure I should go into costs, but just so you have an idea, because people think it's expensive to get into a free zone. So an example of application fee is $5,000 US. And if you wanted to build a refinery, you then pay licensing of say $100,000 US, or sometimes $40,000 US, depending on the scale of your production. And so those are the ranges you're dealing with. And that's really all it is. So you apply, you get in, and you operate. That's it, nothing else. No hidden extras, that's it. I've raced through my presentation, but I hope I made sense to everybody on the call. I'm happy to take questions when the time arises. And I thank you for your audience. Thanks very much, the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Excellent presentation, but what I would request that India itself also is, there are good numbers of industry and MSMEs and multinational companies, public sector utility companies are engaged in oil and gas activity. When you have to market, when you are planning to bring this oil and gas free zone authority, free zone, what I would request is that you have to give a presentation and documentation and give it to us so that we can circulate to all the companies who are engaged in oil and gas activities, who are interested in backhand subsidiary services. So then what happened, the incentives, we can make a document and we can circulate amongst those required member, like we have in the past, so far as in Saudi is concerned, Sagia, we have a good number of people who have gone. We have now Namibia free trade zone, which is coming. In South Africa, we have free trade zone where we have been recommending. So my request to you that in the long run, if you can send us the document with proper incentives and for minerals and mine companies handling, what are the incentives offered, how they have to do, what is the one-stop shop, and all those with all your contact details. So then what happened, this is a beginning of the business we are talking about. We have, you can see that many more interest for promoting Nigeria in this part of the country, and Indians are already in Nigeria. This synergy can take to a next level, provided we have these informations and we keep on circulating throughout the year, encourage, motivate people. And then you see, if you go to people, then we would like to have a separate dedicated webinar only for you, for free zone people, with the companies who are in oil and gas. Like you were talking about the brownfield, you were talking about the greenfield, you were talking about the mineral. So if we have more information with us, we can circulate, we can create and encourage and motivate the people of India to have and expand their business with Nigeria. So with this piece of note, thank you so much for being with us. And before I would invite Dr. Glory Edit, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Akawa Ibon State, I will say that Akawa Ibon State of Nigeria is characterized with compact land masses and traditional farming practices with rudimentary farm tools and implements. Bush following constitutes the main farm management techniques. In collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, the state government commenced the sale of oil palm seedling at a subsidized rate. Akawa Ibon State is also known to have one of the best flavors of cocoa in the country. And apart from cocoa, 6,000 hectares of land has been designated for the cultivation of cassava. So may I now invite Dr. Glory Edit, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Akawa State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me recognize the Secretary General and all the speakers and participants. Permit me to recognize my sister who is representing the MD Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority, Abongumana Konumana. I want to really appreciate the organizers of this program. I think it is a well-known fact that there is an existing relationship between Nigeria and India, and we will do, I think we'll have a more relationship. In Akwa Ibom State, as the Commissioner for Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State, Akwa Ibom State is located in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. And I want to say that we have a tropical climate. God has really blessed Nigeria, specifically Akwa Ibom State, with good weather. And we have here good intrastate road network and easy access by sea and air to Nigerian and regional markets. As I'm speaking to you, we have availability of a state-owned air transport system. And the cargo terminal at the state airport is under construction. We have so many crops that we are cultivating in Akwa Ibom State. As I said, we are blessed with a very fertile soil. And of course, we have oil palm. I want to list some of the agricultural produce that we are really engaged in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. The oil palm is there, the cocoa. In this, I think we have one of the best quality of cocoa in Akwa Ibom State. We are into massive cultivation of coconuts. Of course, His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Dom Gabriel Emmanuel, has constructed a coconut oil factory, which is about 80% completion. And when it is completed and commissioned, we'll need not less than 300,000 cocoa seeds per day, which is a huge investment. And we cultivate cassava massively in the states, plantain, vegetables like tomato, cucumber, and pepper. We have greenhouses that we are doing all this. And of course, as I said, like the vegetables, we cultivate all year round because of the fertile soil we are blessed with. And of course, we cultivate also rice, both the upland and the swampy rice. There are some local government areas in the country that are blessed with swampy areas for us to cultivate the swampy rice. And of course, livestock, aquatic foods, and so on. Most of those things that we are dealing with in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. And with this, in the agri sector, we have a lot of investment opportunities. If you look at all the agricultural produce that I've mentioned, almost all of them have areas that we can invest, that Indian brothers and sisters can come in to invest. For instance, we can, in terms of processing of cocoa seeds into semi-finished or finished goods before exportation. As I said, we have one of the best qualities of cocoa in the States, and we have a cocoa fermentation and drying center. But I don't think this is enough. We can also process these cocoa seeds into other finished goods that will help in the value chain. So this is also a business opportunity in the area of agriculture. And of course, the establishment of a ranch for livestock and processing of products for local and international markets. We have enough land here that the state government can provide for that. And if we have investors that can come in for that, for the ranch, I think it will be a better opportunity. And another area of investment opportunity is production and processing of vegetables. As I stated, we cultivate a lot of tomatoes, cucumber, pepper, and so on, even onions in this country and in Akwa Ibom State. But then if we have investors that are into processing, I think that is what we are not really into, the processing aspects. And of course, agriculture is not only the production aspect, the processing is very important, especially vegetables. Knowing that vegetables are considered items. So when we now process time, so that is another area. And of course, another investment opportunity in the agri sector is investment in aquatic foods, production and processing. Here we have a lot of crayfish here, a lot of fish, different, there's some local government areas that their major concentration, major area of farming is fish and crayfish production. So if we have people, sometimes we may have, a particular time whereby we will have enough of this, and the farmers, the fish farmers, they have no choice than to sell them out. But if we have processing industries here that can also, they can get from the farmers and maybe later days after processing, export to other places and also sell within the state and the country, I think it will also be okay. And I think another investment opportunities, we can talk of the aqueous byproduct of oil palm. We have enough of oil palm, and I know this can be processed into fertilizers and animal feeds. In as much as we are producing oil palm, we also have a lot of animal farmers, the livestock farmers, and so on. So if we have fertilizers to also use in our different farms and also use convert it as animal feeds, it will make it cheaper, and I think farmers will really enjoy, so that it will go round, the value chain will be maintained, so that from oil palm You get fertilizers from there. You also get animal feeds from them. And I think if we can also partner with our universities to increase the agro-produce in terms of quality and quantity to meet the global standard. Because it's not just to produce, we need to make sure that the quality and the quantity meet up with the global standard. That will also promote exportation. And we know that some universities that are lacking behind, even within the country. So if we have investors coming into partner, maybe through the country through the state to the different universities, either state universities or federal universities, this will also add value. And I will also say investment in cocoa water that will result as the state-owned coconut factory will use, will extract oil. Then if we extract oil, if we have investors that can also deal with the coconut water, because that factory will take care of so many issues. We even have palm kernel production line and so on. So if we have people coming to invest in these areas, I think it will benefit the entire society. Because I know as far as agriculture is concerned, every country, everybody must improve in terms of the quality, the quantity, and the standard. So I think with these investment opportunities, we can still work together to make sure we promote agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Glory. I must say that, India, of course, has an expertise in agriculture sector. 60% of our agriculture produce, the economy is backed on that. And we are today doing excellent performance in food processing. So far as Africa is concerned, we have done in Mozambique, especially in the Manica province. Her Excellency, the governor of Mozambique, had come, and we have signed with her 36 joint ventures for coconut processing, for onion dehydrating, for garlic, for carrot, for maize, and we are also now giving them the machineries for cassava, flooring and other things. So what my sincere request to you that I'm thankful to my partner, Mr. Prince Joseph Idiang, to invited you here and we could have the privilege to listen to you, ma'am. What we can do is in the long run, if from your province, you can send us the requirement, and what we can do, individual companies, private sector partnership, PPP module, we can work and we can give you those technology. We are also now into palm seed extractions, palm seed oil, soybean oil meal, then de-oil cake. Then we are also into, I have recently been talking to somebody in Mozambique for supplying what I could say, the solutions for potato, where we are taking it from the soil, cleaning, processing, segregating, then cutting, and then doing the processing of that. Similarly, since you said onion, sometime in India, we also have flood-like situation, and onion is a good crop in India, but it gets due to flood. So there we can play an important synergy with your farmer. These days, my chamber is engaged in forming the cluster of farmer. Like yesterday, I was speaking in Nigeria to agri-farmers event, and I was telling them that we have expertise where we can have the cluster of farmers, we can have a big land bank, and there we can bring, we are doing sunflower cultivation, we are doing in Mozambique, we are doing it in Ethiopia, and we are also now doing the seed management. We are now doing seed management. Our first shipment of one of the biggest company has gone to Sudan, Khartoum. And I would like to, once this lockdown period and Corona gets over, I would like to invite you to Maharashtra, the state from where we are from. And we have a place called Aurangabad where we have made state-of-art facility, food processing park, with the Central Ministry Government of India. So you'll get an idea that under that we have good numbers of Indian companies, and we are also inviting foreigners to have food processing. Similar module, we can have the replica in Nigeria as well. So what I would request you that in the long run, if you can kindly send us those requirements, and we'll be in touch, we exchange the documents, and from there we can take it forward. So with these words, thank you very much. being with us.
You're welcome.
And then may now call upon Mr. Prince Joseph Ediong, the Director General of Association of Nigerian Exporters. He is our partner since 2010, partner in progress. Till today, whatever contribution the chamber has shown so far as Nigeria is concerned in India, he was instrumental behind that. And an institution is combination of Nigerian manufacturer, exporters, producers who are in the field of multi-sectoral activities. So over to you, Prince, and welcome. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, my partner. I thank you very much for the opportunity to bring you to Nigeria. Next time you are coming physically. I want to observe that you were just inviting.
Please put on your video, Prince. Your video is off.
Oh, sorry?
Your camera, your video. We would like to see you with that beautiful hat which you always wear, you know. Please put on your video camera.
Is that okay?
No,
Am I okay now?
No, we have not seen you, sir. You are missing.
Wow. Okay. Can you see me now?
That is correct. Yes, now this is correct. Now we can see you.
See, I was using two equipment, so I didn't know the other one controlled. I am pleased to be here with you today. The dream that has come through today was just hatched a few weeks ago, and we rushed it to this moment. I want to appreciate Madam Sununda, my partner, who has made it possible. She is taking all the bills on this platform because the Association of Nigerian Exporters is yet to have its own platform. She puts it at our disposal. I also want to mention that in 2009, when I went to India first time, I reached out to the Nigerian consulate, High Commission, and the High Commissioner then said you could come. So I left Hyderabad and went to India, New Delhi, and that was how I was asked to go to Mumbai. So the next year, here we were meeting with Mrs. Surrender, who actually sponsored our delegation, and we signed an MOU between Association of Nigerian Exporters and Indo-Africa Chambers of Commerce to promote trade and investment between Nigeria and India. We have come a long way since that time. We have led delegations to India and vice versa, inviting some here. We have that opportunity. For instance, myself, I've been able to travel to so many Indian cities down there in the south, like Karol, Delhi, Pune, Gujarat, the home state of the Prime Minister. She gave me the opportunity to meet Mr. Modi and had a handshake with him. As I saw, you might see the picture. So an opportunity to meet the man who is now the Prime Minister of India was one great achievement on this. So having said that, we are now trying to take Nigeria by storm because India and Nigeria have been doing business, like the High Commissioner said, on the sidelines. We are going to make sure that the proper agreements are signed, and we have to make sure that the right thing is done. But for now, it looked like India benefited more, but sooner or later with this webinar, I'm believing that Nigeria shall meet up. I have to inform all that we are a great country, like India is a great country. India has the largest refinery in the world. You can imagine that is in the home state of the Prime Minister of India. When I was there before his election, I saw the whole Indians looking for the man to be the Prime Minister, and he became. So today, the opportunity we have is to take advantage of the good relationship that we have built, exchanging delegates since 2010 till this year. We are doing it for the good of Nigeria. I can look at the people we select today to speak. You can see Nexim Bank has the equivalent in India. They can partner. I can see Dr. Gloria Edits, all the way from my home states. Charity begins at home. Next time I'll bring others from other states. Madam, you understand that? Yes. Gloria Edits is from my home state, and charity begins at home. Other states, I will take them along next time.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you. Thank you. So there was a governor in my state who was explaining how he would develop his own town. And then the deputy was looking at him. He said, "Deputy, don't worry. Charity begins at my state. It will come to your state next." So that's what I mean. Now, having said that, the Association of Nigerian Exporters and Indo-Africa Chamber of Commerce has come a long way. What we want to do now is to have physical fora in Nigeria when things go the other way. We shall be having more delegations and more activities. I want everybody across Nigeria to know that India is where we can do the biggest business in our times. Because we traveled from the north to the south of India, I'm in a position to vouch that we need to finish that trade agreement that has been on since 2018. Every High Commissioner of India that has been here had given me audience. I remember 2018, I remember 2015, I remember this year we paid a courtesy call, still asking them to push. I believe our Honorable Minister of Industry is listening. The Board of Nigerian Export Promotion Council, where I sit to represent Nigerian exporters, I believe they are listening. And Minister of Foreign Affairs, of course, with the High Commission, we've all heard, after today, let's get to the works and we'll all benefit. We believe that this is a door opener for all of us. Oil and gas free zone, I don't forget you. I mentioned that refinery, the largest refinery is in India. It will remain the largest because our own refinery here, that the largest now is going to be about 650 barrels per day, but that one is 1.2 million barrels. So you can see the difference. We still have a long way. We have a relationship to make. I thank you all for honoring this. And I want to say that all I could have said about Nigeria has been said. But I only need to put the finishing touches. If those who are on the charts, you can always get in touch with us. We have the opportunity, and we give you the opportunity of the time, and believe you'll seize it, and Nigeria and India will be the best for it. Thank you, my partner, for making it happen. Thank you, all speakers. Thank you, especially to His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Nigeria. Of course, we in Nigeria know that all the embassies, there are going to be changes very soon of ambassadors. Some will be reappointed, some will be changed. At this point, all the ambassadors are preparing to wait for their next turn. This ambassador, this High Commissioner is a very unique person. I can say this thing he's doing today, it has shown that he is a workaholic. He has worked to his last day in office in India. I believe, or I wish, he will be reappointed. And I want to advise the embassy again to interact very well with the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs. The issue of getting clearance from Abuja before the embassy can attend events should be reviewed. I know this ambassador, Dela mentioned to him, he said he was going to get it right. Every High Commissioner that comes to India should endeavored to patronize the events of Indo-Africa Chamber of Commerce. Maybe you don't know. Every delegation we have taken to India this 2010 had been bankrolled, they were sponsored by Indo-Africa Chamber of Commerce. Our hotels, sometimes they give us food today, sometimes 50%. The hotels and accommodation and feeding have always been fully paid. I believe we'll come to a point that Nigeria should also be able to extend such a privilege to Indians. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Prince. Before we proceed further, I would like to recognize the presence of our Deputy High Commissioner, Chancellery Abuja, Mr. VSDL Surendra sir, and he has conveyed his regards to all the participants and best wishes to all the speakers. Now, I would like to inform all you distinguished speakers that our people here are interested in starting food processing. So far as the agriculture sector is concerned, they are interested in dairy supplies. They are interested in micro tomatoes and veggie processing. There are people who are interested in providing end-to-end solution, turnkey solutions for that. There are companies who are interested in giving agriculture equipment, machineries. There are people in healthcare sectors where they're giving you, when you're talking in terms of medical tourism, they are having the telemedicines, they are having laboratories, they are interested to come to Nigeria and start. And we have super specialty hospital who are planning to come there and who have shown interest. There are some people who are engaged in textile who are joining me here, and I could see the chat from them that they are interested. There are people who are interested in solar, people interested in e-toilets, people interested in solar energy, people interested in finished product supplies, people interested in importing from Nigeria, especially cashews and other things, and people who are interested in looking for MSME private partnership, PPP module. And the B2B, what we have planned with our partners in Nigeria, which was to schedule tomorrow and day after, we have kept it on 22nd and 23rd of October, because we have got an excellent response from Nigeria about a list of 150 Nigerian business people who are eager to join hand with us in India. So that is why, and to organize those things, we wanted little time and to do justice with those. So I repeat and request all my members to get in touch with my team, and also my fellow Nigerian friends to get in touch with Mr. Joseph Idiom, so that we can have fruitful interaction. I will also talk to our High Commissioner Abhay sir in Nigeria, and also our DHC in Abuja, and request them to join that day and also be a part of this August gathering. So with this piece of note, I would now invite my colleague committee member, Mr. Sumit Sharma, to propose a vote of thanks. Over to you, Sumit.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, dignitaries and distinguished speakers of today's webinar. Mr. Jacob Horsfall, Minister Counselor from the Nigerian High Commissioner's Office in New Delhi. Mr. Abba Bello, Managing Director, Nigerian Export-Import Bank. Mr. Obang Umama, Managing Director, Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority, Nigeria. Dr. Glory Edit, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Aqua Ibon State, Nigeria. Prince Joseph Idiong, DG and Board Member, Nigerian Export Promotion Council. Mama Africa, Madam Sunanda Rajendran, for always leading from the front and making these webinars possible. A special thanks to all our viewers from India and overseas. I, Sumit Govind Sharma, on behalf of the Indo-African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, would like to express our sincere thanks and gratitude to all the eminent speakers from Nigeria. Respected speakers, the information and knowledge shared was wonderful. We are confident that this webinar has provided all of us with huge learnings in Nigeria and helps us to explore business opportunities in Nigeria. We would like to thank the teams of IACCI and Group MRP for all their sincere efforts and all the participants for giving us this amazing support. On 15th October, we have a webinar on strategies to succeed in Africa at 4:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time with Kick Advisory Services from Mauritius. And then we have...
Sumit, sorry to interrupt you. We have DHC Abuja. He would like to say something regarding the event. So
Please,
sorry for the interruption.
No, not at all.
Can you tell Siddharth to please take them?
Yeah.
Sorry, viewers. We've got our Deputy High Commissioner. It is indeed a proud moment for us when our ambassadors and our representative or diplomatic mission recognizes this. And he just got connectivity from Abuja. Sumit, if you can cut paste the link there in the chat session, he is there. So he can join us there quickly.
Hello, ma'am. Maybe address points. Hello, ma'am. Are you with me?
Yeah.
I hope you remember to inform us about the fact that this will be on YouTube.
Yeah, they are joining. Yes, what you were telling me, Prince, about it. Meanwhile, we can talk till the time our Deputy High Commissioner joins us. Yeah, please tell me. You were mentioning something, Joseph.
Yes, I was trying. You talked about the coming B2B, and of course.
Yes, we have. Sorry to interrupt you. We have our DSC now, and I would welcome him on behalf of the chamber and on behalf of all of us. So welcome you, sir, and namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar. Madam, Mr. Bello, Managing Director, Nigerian Exim Bank. Mr. Omana, Managing Director, Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, Nigeria. Dr. Glory Edet, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Aqua Bond State, Nigeria. Prince Joseph Idiong, Board Member of NEPC, and Madam Ms. Sunanda Rajendran, Secretary General and Organizer of Africa Connect. A very warm welcome to you all to this event. First of all, I would like to start with an apology that due to some connectivity issues since yesterday, we were not able to join on time. But we thank God for this auspicious movement in which everything has started working again and we're able to connect with you. And we would like to first congratulate Indo-African Chamber of Commerce and Industry for taking this initiative forward. And Madam, we have been corresponding with you last year, and I see that there were a lot of last minute, sometimes, hectic preparations for the visas. And now we see that even without the visas, without the travel, without the visits, both countries have managed to engage so well. And we would like to place on record our appreciation for all the participants. And this is the time for opportunity in Nigeria. This is the time for investment in Nigeria. We request all companies, both Indian and Nigeria, to look at possible partnerships and to use this forum to forge, increasing ties between both countries, especially from the economic and commercial angles. Thank you so much, and sorry for joining late.
Thank you very much. In fact, I'm thankful and grateful to you for joining at last moment. But thank you so much for your encouraging words. And we will definitely would like to take the opportunities because I know I have troubled you a lot in the past whenever my events are there and Nigerian delegates are not getting visa. So sometime I get panic, and thank you so much, sir. Your office, your good office, your team has been very kind and very cooperative. And the B2B, which we are planning to do, sir, since there are 150 Nigerian participants are there, so we have kept that B2B on 22nd and 23rd of October. And by this coming week, I'll give you all the information so that we can have more fruitful interaction. And this will be a historic B2B, a first virtual B2B of its kind between India and Nigeria. Nobody has done so far. So my request to all my Indian participants, my request to all fellow Nigerian brothers and sisters to take active participation and reap the benefit, because recently we have done one B2B in India and Namibia with the help of our Indian High Commission in Namibia. And in 3 days, we had 163 B2B meetings, and it was very fruitful engagement. So we invite all of you there. And thank you, sir, for joining us. And thank you all the speakers for joining us. And we'll be again inviting you to the B2B event. And now I'll invite Sumit Sharma to continue with vote of thanks. Thank you once again.
So, sorry. So my vote of thanks was almost done. The only thing pending was, I needed to, talk about the webinar, the B2B meeting which we've scheduled. So I just want to inform everybody present here that we have the B2B networking meetings, which is scheduled on the 22nd and 23rd of October. Our teams will share the details very soon. So we would appreciate more participants from India and Nigeria, and we all benefit from these meetings. Thank you once again. Signing off, Sumit Govind Sharma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.